Hello everybody, and just here and welcome back to Otome no Teikaku episode 4, in which I don't know what's gonna happen. We finished the previous arc, the previous little, well, I'm not gonna say case of the week because it took us 2 weeks to solve it, but yeah, we solved the previous case. So now I would assume is the time for another one. Assuming, of course, we are going for this episodic approach where for at least some time until the main story, main plot line, whatever it might be, appears, they will continue finding another curiosity, trying to grab it, finding another one, trying to grab it, and rinse and repeat however many times it takes. We'll see, of course. There is, of course, plenty of continuity between those episodes, between those arcs, because even in just the previous episode, let's maybe talk about the previous episode, right? In the previous episode, we solved the case. I mean, the case has been solved in even before that, right? At the end, they showed us in no uncertain terms that it's the teacher who's the perpetrator, who has demonic powers of licking saliva off the floor and whatnot. But in week's episode, it was explained that the teacher has the powers of some sort of an oni, like cow-based oni. I can't remember its proper name, sorry. And the power is that she can cause salivating and fever in anybody's whose shadow she licks. That's the power she got. And that power resided in, was it the bracelet or was it a hair tie? Some like string of pearls thing that was passed down generation to generation, and apparently that demon, or that demon's spirit at least, resided within it, or in some form. So it granted the sensei those powers. And she wanted those powers because she was being bullied at school as a young child, and she wanted to create a world with no bullying. So superpowers, very much necessary for that purpose, of course. She got kind of lost in that power, you could say, right? She wanted to use it to stop Sumireko from coming to school because she believed that Sumireko was being bullied, and the person who's being bullied should also have some time away from school. So how about she also starts salivating, yada yada yada. There was a bit of a fight when Ren revealed himself. Apparently the powers of the sensei grow even stronger still if she licks you directly. Thankfully reciting like inverse poem things like cows neigh, horses moo. Apparently it can solve that problem. Cool, good to know. Committed to memory. Should I ever encounter an oni, I'm gonna know to say sky's green, grass is blue, right? So that was solved. Kind of sort of, they both got beaten up pretty badly, but still not on the brink of death or anything like that, especially since Sumireko's powers of age manipulation also revert her body's state to that point, so she loses any sort of injuries. That's an interesting mechanic. And Ren revealed his eye, his eyes, his sight, that we already know he and Otto can use to communicate telepathically. But now we know that his eye apparently has some like magic repelling, magic reflecting ability or something like that, right? The sensei tried to... no, she didn't even try. Like, Ren just looked at her and he reversed the curse onto her. So whatever she inflicted upon others has been inflicted upon her. And thankfully she didn't kill anybody, so she didn't die herself. That's cool. Right now she's at the hospital, she grew some horns, and the girls that were hit by her anti-bullying superpowers came over to talk to her, to, bring her some flowers, wish her a speedy recovery. That's gonna change her a little bit. I hope she will have a chance to change a little bit, because she then was visited by someone, by a girl in a wheelchair with a fairly intense look on her face. So I wonder if it's Sensei who's in danger. Is it the girl who's gonna try to do something? Is she actually a human? Or is she the devil trying to offer the Sensei some new deal or something? I don't know. Anything can happen at this point, really. So, now I see the first frame of this episode is Ren's hand being all bandaged up. So I assume he is still beaten up after the fight with the Sensei. And yeah, there's a bit of continuity. Perhaps in today's episode we will learn who was that wheelchair-bound girl. Perhaps we won't. We'll see, of course. All of that remains to be seen in this very episode. So how about we just watch it, right? To do that, you will need your subs, of course, to follow along with me. I'm gonna need my sound to hear what's going on in the show. Am I framed correctly? I think I am. And I'm gonna have to ask you for support. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon, YouTube down below, or not. Share my content, spread the word, costs you nothing, helps a lot. And with that, we can start watching episode 4 of Kaii to Otome in 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, there is something like that. Oh, new curiosity. Oh, yeah, knock on wood, eh? Speak of the devil, literally. Okay. So she had a chance to reflect. That's good. Yeah, you probably could have killed someone eventually. That's quite literally what happened. Yep, the cow horns, the cow ears. Does she not realize? Yeah, you better join him or he's gonna delay your marriage indefinitely. So, are we going to try to help Sensei get rid of the horns? Is that what today's episode gonna be about? I don't know. Also, who was that wheelchair-bound girl? I would think she's significant somehow, right? Like, they wouldn't have introduced her in such an ominous manner if she wasn't. So, I don't know. Hot. Blackcurrant and I know what's the English name. Aronia in Polish, so go Google that if you feel like it. I wonder if there's some actual like lore reason why he's keeping his eyes closed, right? We know that he opens one of his eyes at least when he wants to communicate with Otto. So could it be that he's like, keeping people of his species from reading his mind by keeping the eyes closed? Something like that, maybe? Another curiosity. Or is it her inherent powers? Old man? Who do you mean? We're staying at Sumireko's? We're staying at Sumireko's. Absolutely. Yeah, I don't think you should involve this current world into this question, if I'm to be honest. You don't know who in the world they are because they're not of the world. Not this one, at least. Hey, sounds like a plan. Just, don't give in to alcoholism. There's the cat again. Who's the cat? The cat is either someone or someone's familiar. Or someone has control over cats, or someone can look through the eyes of the cats. Ren? No, the cat again. Gonna take him in? No? Yes, okay. The cat distribution system has chosen a new cat owner. Some konbini sushi. Some beer. I thought she's gonna enjoy it by, underneath a sakura tree. No, she prefers her own apartment. She's really writing down the story of this anime, isn't she? It's the cat. Yep. It's having a little bit of a feast. You still have some konjaku left. Or whatever that is. Could be moon sprouts, could be rice, noodles. Through the eyes of the cat. Of course. Not even giving her a chance to disagree. We're having a sleepover, whether you like it or not. Oh, and the cat just went away. Okay, so he is going to meet the old man. I mean, it's probably better than living in an abandoned railway station, metro station. That's also fair. That's a lot of books. And a lot of trash. It's a curiosity. The apartment that always is messy. You can clean it as much as you want, it will always be messy. Let's get into the shower together. Oh no, public bath. Yeah. Whomst. Oh, right, from school, right? You should have used, the fact that Otto is still at school. Maybe you could have gotten a little bit of a discount. Get a cleanup first, then you can go into the bath. Yep. That's proper etiquette. I mean, I guess it explains the title of this episode, right? Ma. Because it's, more comfortable. Yeah. Oh, that's an interesting use of your powers. Sauna? Punch? Punch. Of course. Yeah, I mean, sure, strawberry milk is good. Not gonna lie. Hmm. Yeah, it's taken them a while. Why are you tailing them? Okay. I guess. I guess that's why. Who the fuck are you? Oh, the proprietor's daughter? Probably. Oh, shit. Weren't you supposed to be getting treatment? Or are you headed for treatment right now? And the signs point you towards where the old man is. Yep, okay, that's the old man. Hmm. That's some genuine, like, light-hearted joy in Ren that I've not seen before. Interesting. So who are you, old man? Oh, okay, he can just forge anything. Gotcha. So is it... It is a one-time thing? Oh, there is just a risk involved. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. What do you mean? Time. That's the first I hear about any sort of time pressure. Damn. Talk about bloodshot, huh? Interesting that the booths are like completely separated. Everybody gets their own individual booth. Is it common? I usually associated ramen places with, you know, one long bar and no like dividers between people. But I guess it makes sense if you want to eat alone in some privacy and not splash the broth at people around you as you're flinging the noodles around, right? Where did you grow up? So it not only eats away at your body, but also at your sanity? Neighborhood in what sense? Hmm. So our curiosities like uh the remnants of the gods or like things discarded by the gods, right? Like to a deity, a stick that can summon thunderstorm is, you know, just a toy. It's whatever. Just swings it around for fun, then throws it away because the god gets bored with it, and it drops onto Earth. And holy shit, a stick that can summon a storm, right? Something like that, maybe. Oh, I was about to ask, do you have no concept of age? No. Not at all. Yeah, that's a very good question, isn't it? Dreaming of her original world? Seems so. Hello, Elder Nameless. A prophetic dream? A connection they share even in their dreams? Is Ren in danger? What's that? Chai mate block? What? Clean mate. From McDonald's, of course. Burger. Why are you reciting that? Are you going to school with Otto? So you are? Okay. Okay. She didn't get enough of that school life, did she? Yeah, now I'm gonna enjoy myself in an all-girls school surrounded by Yuri. Yep, of course. She goes there for inspiration. Okay. Fairly slice of life episode. I guess it makes sense, right? We can't have constant tension, something constantly going on. Though usually, I guess it makes sense for a very episodic show that it so far seems to be. What I was about to say is that usually arcs that require that period of rest are like longer, right? Like you have 5 episodes of growing intensity, then the demon general is defeated, then episode 6 or episode 7 is that period of rest where we are just at the city, hanging around, having fun. Then the next episode after that raises intention again. Episode 12, we defeat the demon lord. Episode 13 is the tension dropping again. We're going to the beach, we're going to get some food, we're going, I don't know, to go shopping around the city, right? Stuff like that. That's usually the structure I noticed of anime. This seems to be taking a more granular approach, right? 2 episodes of excitement, then 1 episode of rest. So far, I mean, we don't have a large sample size, do we? Ah, so that's why she likes ramen. Yep. Instant ramen. Underwear, snacks, and scarlet clothes. I'm assuming the girl from the public bath is gonna be involved because she seems obsessed about underwear for some reason. I was about to ask a stupid question. Is there an oni or some mythological creature in Japanese that steals people's underwear? Duh, of course there is. Why wouldn't there be? Of course there is a creature like that in Japanese folklore. I don't know what that creature is, I don't know its name, but I'm willing to bet 100% such a creature exists. Let's watch it again, shall we? Kaku, kaku, kaku. In Europe, the number of times you hear a kaku cry is said to foretell the number of years until your wedding. Sure, although I remember something about kakuing. However many times it does it, that signifies. Shit, I can't remember. It was something like time until sunset or something. Let me Google that right quick, actually. There it is. There it is. Come on. Fucking ads. Right, there is a lot of different, whatchamacallit? Yeah, a lot of different meanings to the cuckooing of a cuckoo. If you hear it, then you should count your money because if you do, that means you will not lose it. Yeah, and that only works if you're rich. If you're poor, then a cuckoo means that your wallet will remain empty. Another saying says that if you hear it, then everybody, whoever hears it, they will enjoy a lot of riches. But sometimes people say that only in spring, and if you hear it, you have to grab your pocket or your wallet with money, because if you don't, then it's not gonna do anything. And yeah, of course, young women who are free, if they hear the cuckoo, single cuckooing means 1 year until marriage, 2 means 2 years, etc. And if a woman is married and she hears a cuckoo, then however many times she hears it, that's the amount of children she will have, supposedly. And another saying is also that however many times you hear it, that's the amount of years you have left to live. So yeah, a lot of different meanings, isn't there? And that's just Polish beliefs alone. So I can only imagine how many different are there in Europe as a whole. Cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo. Yeah, Onama Sensei is going back to work. That's good. We got a little bit of closure. She now wants to do. She now wants to help the children. She now wants to stop bullying with her own strength, with her own powers. Good. Should have done that from the get-go. But of course, she was being possessed by an evil spirit, so I would imagine that kind of distorts her actions and her beliefs and whatnot. Does she not know that she has horns? That's a very good question. She seems to have completely disregarded the fact that she dropped the scarf. And also, did nobody at like the hospital pay attention to it? I wonder if it might be visible only to Sumireko and Ren. Like, it counts as a supernatural phenomenon, so only people who have been touched by the supernatural are able to perceive it. Something like, I don't know, Thestrals in Harry Potter or something like that, right? Maybe? I don't know, I'm just guessing here. And yeah, I really thought that this episode will be the like closure episode to Sensei's story, right? We're gonna help her get rid of the horns. We're gonna figure out who that girl was who visited her at the hospital, right? We're gonna figure all that stuff out. We're gonna visit the school again, maybe. All of the people who, all of the bullies who got the drippings or whatever it was called, that condition, right? They're gonna be back at school. How that works out, right? Something like that. But no, apparently it was just a little bit of a misdirection. Yeah, that's the sensei. Really, something tells me she's gonna be a recurring character. What is she doing and why does it work? That's the biggest question here. Is the umbrella a curiosity that she uses to grow those plants? Is it her inherent powers to grow those plants? Is the pot a curiosity here? Can she just use magic just like, that? I don't know. Interesting. Yeah, sleep over at Sumireko's. Grab a beer, grab some sushi, and enjoy it with sakura petals and the cat. Of course, a thieving cat. This town has a lot of exclamation mark markers, he said. They are evidence that something out of the ordinary has happened. Ordinary people can see these markers, but this brother and sister... Yeah, she's just writing the script of this. She's just writing this exact story that she lives in. I always like this trope of a character in the story writing the story that you're reading right now, right? I very much enjoyed Hobbit because it was, well, not because, but I enjoyed that aspect of Hobbit where it was the story that Bilbo lived through and then he wrote it down and released it as a book to his posterity, right? I always like this little bit of like a meta storytelling, I guess you could say, or the journal entries in Witcher 3 written by Dandelion, right? That's all cool. I like it very much. What is that? It could be cognac. It could be rice noodles. It could be moon sprouts, although they don't have like green part. It could be probably not shimeji mushrooms or any other sort of mushrooms. My bet is cognac or rice noodles. Or glass noodles. Could also be glass noodles, yeah. What's up with the cat? I really think that it's Ren being able to see through the eyes of the cat. 5% alcohol content. Holy shit. That's strong for a beer. That's strong for a beer. I mean, not like super strong, but usually beer around here has like 2.5-ish percent. Brands that release like 5%, 5.5% beer usually label it as strong. So seeing her just casually chug it, it's incoming message. Adashi. Interesting that she has him. I guess it's because it's just the first kanji, I think. Whatever. First character of his name. I was about to say that it's interesting how she has him in her phone under a nickname, right? Instead of Adashino or Adashino Ren, it's just Adashi, right? Adashi-kun, this sort of a vibe, but it's probably because it's the first character of his name. And that's all we see here. Are you watching? Yeah, he probably is watching you through the eyes of the cat. There's a lot going on with the eyes, right? Eyes as the means of communication, eyes as the means of repelling a curse, eyes as the means of looking through the eyes of other creatures, right? Something tells me there might be something to it. And she's here with the potted plant. What's the significance of this plant, I wonder? There are 3 sprouts. The obvious potential meaning is, of course, Ren, Oto, and Sumireko. like a found family kind of thing. 3 sprouts in the thing. Wouldn't surprise me if something happened to one of them and one of the sprouts just randomly wilted. Yeah, I can 100% see that happening. So how about we note it down before it does happen? Inevitably. Like, you don't establish 3 potted plants and 3 main characters without making some sort of a connection there. When something happens to Otto, Ren, or Sumireko, one of the sprouts in Otto's flower pot. Actually, I'm gonna write down changes in parentheses wilts, because we could go the opposite route. Something good happened to one of them, right? I know. Ren got the power of golden sight or whatever, his eyesight leveled up, and one of the sprouts just whoop, right, grows really quickly up, or turns yellow, or turns gold, or right, something like that. Could very well be something in that vein. Or maybe Sumireko gets a new superpower and her sprout starts glowing or something. It doesn't necessarily have to be something negative happening to them, and one of those plants wilting. And the cat just fucked away. I was hoping she's gonna keep it. I was hoping it's the global cat distribution system at work, but alas. Yeah, he got hurt and he needs treatment. Let's clean it up, of course. And go to the bath. And there is her. She is Otto's friend from school, isn't she? I've seen this face. Yeah, cleaning themselves and jumping into the bath. Of course, a little bit of fan service. This episode is mostly just slice of life, isn't it? Just going to the bath, talking about sweet nothings, grabbing coffee milk, grabbing some ramen to eat. Right, just having fun. It's I don't want to go like too far, but I'm getting this like very distinct feeling of some sort of a found family thing here. Both in the vibe that Sumireko kinda sorta acts like a mother to Otto right now, or at the very least an older sister or an aunt, right? I wonder if that's all there is to it, or could there be something more? I wonder if it might be some sort of a part of Ren's plan to give Otto more security, more safety. In that, if Ren and Otto were to keep living alone at the metro station, not telling anybody about it, not involving anybody else, if something happened to Ren, Otto just stays at that metro station alone, and she doesn't have, anybody to confide in. She doesn't have anybody to help her because she only had her brother. A couple of people she knows at school, but nobody she would be close enough with to reveal the truth, right? Nobody who she could ask to let her stay for the night, for example. Meanwhile, by introducing Sumireko here and by having Oto and Sumireko bond a little bit for the day, it ensures that should anything happen to Ren, Oto can always come running to Sumireko, and she will let her stay at her place. She will feed her, she will clothe her, she will set her forth to school, right? She will go to school with her, she will take care of her. If should anything happen to Ren, he ensured that her sister will still be fine, will still have someone to rely on. I wonder if it's conscious plan on Ren's part, or is it just something of a, I don't know, coincidental benefit? That means Occhan's underwear is in Occhan's backpack right now. Yeah. And oh, all the sexy undergarment of an older woman. Oh, you have a one-track mind, don't you? You should have came to this bath earlier, right? Helped your mother run it. You could have seen their undressing, you could have seen them changing, right? You could have entered the baths, ask, hey, is everything fine? Is the water hot enough for you? Oh, you did a blunder there, girl. Unless she specifically is all about the underwear, so naked women doesn't do anything to her. It's like whatever, she's naked, she doesn't have underwear on. Put on the underwear though, and yeah, that's her shit. Kind of like Kobayashi and the maid outfits. Yeah, exactly like Kobayashi and maid outfits. I can't forget how disappointed Kobayashi was with naked Toru and told her immediately to start wearing the maid outfit because that's what excites her. Yeah, that's what it is. And there absolutely is, actually, Japanese Oni underwear. After pants, the underwear of Japanese Oni. What? Fundoshi? Yeah, I don't think I meant Fundoshi. Oni no pants. The mysterious world of Japan's historical devils. There absolutely is some, if not Oni, then some sort of a creature that either steals underwear or actually. Oto's friend from it's not onsen, but I'm just gonna say onsen. From onsen is affected by an underwear related Oni or another creature. Like, there has to be a creature like that, right? I read recently that there is a Japanese ghost creature cryptid thing. It's called like Peto-Peto-san, something like that. Essentially, it's a shapeless blob that wears wooden sandals and it walks behind you doing the peto-peto-peto-peto sound as he walks. And you have to step aside, turn around and say, after you, Peto-Peto-san. And then Peto-Peto-san will go ahead of you and leave you alone. So there has to be one that's related to underwear. Absolutely. I really thought Ren is getting himself into something dangerous right now. Like, he was on the way to the old man to get healed, to get help, but oh shit, marker, let's go after the marker, right? Immediately just discarding his main focus and just going after the marker, or even just straight up lying to Otto that, I'm going to the doctor, of course, absolutely, you are right, dear sister of mine. And instead of doing that, he goes hunting for curiosities. But no, apparently this is how you get to the old man. That's some genuine joy, genuine happiness in him. We don't see that often. Like, he smiles. Sure, he smiles, but there is no, like, raw, pure joy behind it. It's always a little bit of a not a sarcastic smile, but there's always something to that, right? He's either smiling at someone's expense or at some situation, or right? That's the vibe I'm getting. This is, I think, the first time we see him actually legitimately, purely happy. I wonder. The folks upstairs are gonna notice. Who the fuck are the folks upstairs? Sake, cigarettes, and that explains how Adashino, how Ren was able to get, work, how he was able to enroll Otto at school, right? Forgery, magical forgery, probably. Even creates Vasa cards issued by fake bank. That's cool detail. Bank accounts, passports, yep. My number cards. What is a my number card? Is it like a Japanese equivalent of social security card? Or is it something otherworldly? I wonder. My number card. Seems significant. And no, he's not here for either. He's here because of the eyes. So it's not a one-time thing, as I feared, but rather the more you use it, the more they will destroy your body. Interesting. You'll die before you can even send your sister home. There isn't any time left. What do you mean? What is the time limit here? Why is there a time limit? Right? That's also a very good question. Why it's there? And what is it? And in the first place, why does he want to send Otto back? That's also a very good question, isn't it? They seem comfortable in this world. Otto has not voiced as of yet her actual desire to go back. So far it's only Ren who says, I need to send my sister back. Not mentioning himself either. I wonder if we're gonna see a bit of a subvertive maybe resolution to all of that. Like, say, Ren is on the cusp of procuring enough curiosities to purchase the ticket back home. Something happens. He loses the curiosity, he loses the ticket, whatever, or he gets so much into the search for curiosities, he goes through so much danger, he sacrifices so much, that Otto eventually tells him to stop. Stop. I would rather stay in this world with you and with Sumireko and with friends at school and with this Chan and that Chan that we've met since than have you destroy yourself in the process just to send me back home. I wonder if that might be the resolution to the whole situation. Either he loses the ticket or the possibility of getting a ticket at the last possible moment and Otto says, no, Oni-chan, it's fine, I would actually prefer to stay here, or he loses himself in the search and Otto has to stop him. Sumireko and Otto both have to stop him and Otto says, no, yeah, don't do that, let's just stay in this world, it's fine. I wonder, and I'm actually gonna note it down. Otto decides she doesn't want to go back. What's the time limit, I wonder? Is it the time limit on him? Like, oh, I only have 5 years left to live, I have to gather enough curiosities to send her back? Is it a limitation in I don't know, time dilation or something, right? We have to get Otto back to that world within the next 2 years, because if we don't, then if we send her there after 2 years are over, all of her family will already be dead, so she will be going back to nothing. We can't have that. Or is it some sort of a limitation, like if you've been in this world for 7 years, like 7 is always the magical number, right? Then you can never go back. Could be either of those, really. I wonder. I wonder what's the time limit. Let me see your eyes. Yeah, very, very bloodshot. Meanwhile, Otto is enjoying some ramen. Where did you come from? Yeah, bouncing all of the questions around, isn't she? Really avoiding talking about anything. Yeah, what is it about sending you back home, huh? And this tells me that this might be the beginning of Otto deciding that she doesn't want to go back. Right? Like, oh, she's enjoying her ramen, it's delicious, she's spending some fun time with her friend, right? She got a bath, she get to sleep. Well, she didn't get to sleep yet, but she will get to sleep. She ate some delicious food, right? And, oh, I heard your brother wants to send you back. And Otto's like, shit. Our previous world is a fucking war zone. Our previous world has been destroyed, all of my family is dead. And he wants to send me back. Give me more ramen right now. I need to enjoy it until I can. Because when I go back, there ain't no ramen in the other world. I wonder if it's something like that. I'm amazed you've kept your sanity, so it not only chips away at his body, but also at his sanity. I'll take you along with me, but it's just a temporary respite. Take him where? Find more curiosities here. After all, this is a new neighborhood. New neighborhood. In what sense? New neighborhood as in actually a newly built neighborhood in the city that created new deities? Or new neighborhood as in like on the astral plane and not on a physical plane? This area is like a blank slate. New gods come to dwell. Yeah. Interesting. Where are they going exactly? And I wonder if curiosities are actually just things discarded by the gods. Curiosities are items discarded by the gods. Immediately makes me think of Roadside Picnic. Right, the original story to Stalker. In Roadside Picnic, the like world building, I'm not sure if they changed it in Stalker. I don't think they. No, yeah, they did. In Stalker, all of the anomalies and all of the relics and stuff were created by the explosion of the Chernobyl power plant, right? Meanwhile, in the original story, in Roadside Picnic, the plot is that aliens came to Earth and they left. And they left behind a bunch of trash, right? Just like how people go to the forest and they throw away a bottle and they throw away a plastic wrapper or something, and they leave behind a broken chair and whatnot. Aliens also left behind a bunch of shit. Thing is, the trash that aliens left is the sort of trash that can bend space-time and fulfill wishes and mind wash people and turn iron to gold. That's like the aliens' trash. So humans are, trying to scavenge whatever they can, trying to figure out what the fuck those things do and how they can utilize them. I wonder if it's something like that, but with deities. Deities come here to the world, throw away some trash, and that trash is humanity's treasure. Yeah, I did note it down. Simply walk alone like a rhino's horn. Yeah. I'm not jealous of your youth. Whoa, what are you on about? Let me turn younger again and go to school with you because I'm jealous of your youth. Is it a prophetic dream? Is it how their world looks like right now? Is Ren one of the endless nameless? This looks very Lovecraftian, right? Like a tear in space-time itself and a young boy emerges from within. What kind of a dream was it? Either Ren is in danger, or Ren is being reborn, or any number of things, really. Otto doesn't seem particularly distraught about it, so I would assume it's nothing bad, although you can never be sure, can you? Cleanamate block. Perfect food. What the fuck is cleanamate? Cleanamate. Climate. No, I did not mean climate. I meant literally cleanamate. Nope. No such thing. Sure. And yeah, instead of that, we're getting McDonald's, of course. This little bit almost looks like a bit of a Japanese McDonald's commercial, right? Tell me it doesn't. Dressing up, you know, your everyday morning routine, changing your clothes, brushing your teeth, reverting your age. The thing everybody does in the morning, really. What other shenanigans are gonna be happening at school, I wonder? Yeah, even though I got to be a high schooler again, I didn't get to enjoy it. Now we're going to have a completely normal day at school, and nothing supernatural will happen whatsoever. Guaranteed. Of course, something weird is gonna happen. And then this, yeah. Just enjoying some cup ramen. The only thing they can afford after being thrown into this world. Probably haven't found any curiosities yet, so they weren't able to trade them for forged documents, right? They had to live literally under the bridge, sharing a cup ramen, or in this particular case, just Ren giving that cup ramen to Otto and him not having any. I can empathize. I talked about it a couple of times already. Won't hurt to say it again. There was a period in my life when I was a teen. Can't remember how exactly old I was. When our family of 3 people would have dinner consisting of a single cup ramen, watered down for 3 people. So I learned to enjoy it. And I can very much empathize with just 2 people sharing a single cup ramen between them. Yeah, it always hits, just, you know, straight into the kokoro. Underwear, snacks, and scarlet clothes. Underwear, because Otto's friend is gonna be here. Snacks. Otto is probably gonna enjoy some snacks purchased by Sumireko. Scarlet clothes. Now we're getting into some meaning. Underwear, scarlet clothes. Color red is magical, of course, right? You want to stop people from casting an evil eye at your child? Well, you tie a red ribbon on the stroller. You tie a red ribbon on your child's wrist, even. You tie a red ribbon or a red string on the handle of your children's room door. Red matters. There is a superstition in Poland that when you write your matura exam, this is an exam you take after the high school is done, before you go to college, to university. Girls wear red underwear because it's supposed to give them luck. So I wonder if the meaning of like red underwear in the same title also has something to do with that. They're not afraid. Afraid is the wrong word to use here. They don't shy away from using other countries, other lands, other places, superstitions, and mythologies, it seems. I thought it's going to be very decidedly and strictly Japanese because of, you know, all the random poems and Japanese names for Oni and yada yada yada. But in this very episode, Ren brought up the superstition about the kaku in Europe, so I wonder if the red underwear is also going to be another thing. If the mention of the kaku was supposed to tell us, hey, yo, we're not limiting ourselves to Japan only. Interesting. I wonder. Oh, it's the time of year when this gets very, very hot already. 26 degrees inside. Holy shit. So, good episode. I enjoyed it. A very much needed bit of rest, right? After so much excitement in the previous 2 episodes. But this episode wasn't without substance either. Sometimes when you have that episode of rest after something important happens, something significant does, that episode is rid of all substance, right? It's an episode where our characters just go for some crepes and then sit underneath a sakura tree and enjoy a picnic, and then there is a festival and they, you know, release some fireworks and they have fun, and that's it, and nothing plot-wise happens whatsoever. Very often it happens. Not so much in this case. While Sumireko and Otto were enjoying a slice of lifey moment, Ren was definitely not. We got a bunch of new information. We know that using the eye isn't limited, but it harms him physically and mentally. We know that it can be alleviated somehow. We know that gods, deities are somehow involved. We know that there is something more to sending Otto back. There's something more to their previous world. We don't know what that is. We don't know even more than what, right? But there is something to that, something important. And even in those slice of life moments that Sumireko and Otto share, there is still plenty of weirdness. There's still a lot of silence from Otto when it comes to their world, when it comes to their circumstances. She bounces the questions back or just refuses to answer. There is the mystery of the girl who very much would like to get her hands on Otto's underwear for some reason, right? There is that. Feels supernatural. Maybe not. Maybe it's just a misdirection. Maybe she's just a hopeless lesbian and really likes Otto. Could very well be. There is the mystery of the sensei, what's going to happen to her horns. There is the mystery of the girl who visited the sensei in a previous episode and hasn't appeared now, right? So it's not a purely slice of life episode. There's much, much more to it. And I very much did enjoy it. And I wonder where it's going from here on. Yeah. Good episode. I enjoyed myself. And I'm gonna be waiting for more, of course. But you guys, you tell me, what did you think of this episode, of my reaction, my theories, stuff like that. No spoilers, please. Spoilers can go to my Discord here, also in the description, and comments go down below, of course. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe to be notified of future videos, not only Kaii to Otome, but also Blue Archive, Unnamed Memory, Spice and Wolf, Kaiju number 8. What else is there? Yuuki, Yuuna, of course, Sentai Daishikaku, plenty others coming in the future. Click the bell to be notified of when I go live, because I do go live sometimes. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon down below, where for $10 a month you get early access to non-seasonal shows like Yuuki, Yuuna, and for just $1 you get a role on the Discord and place and credits. You can also support me directly on YouTube via membership, super thanks, super chats, and if you don't want to spend any money whatsoever, you don't have to. Share my content, spread the word, it costs absolutely nothing and helps the channel a lot. And now, with all of that out of the way, that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers, And here's my one true Patreons: QB, Without a Net, Watson, Zarena, Yuki, Ala, Ishtamu, Dr. Wataku, Master Marsh, Fassel, and Hans Peter. And you can join them if you want without having your eyes checked.